Hey everybody, it's Andrew and welcome to episode 138 of the Jaguar podcast. In this episode, I'm going to be doing a recap of the matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Detroit Lions. But before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button, show your boy some love. If you're a subscriber, hit the little bell icon to get alerts for new content. So let's get into it. Jags drop another game to the Lions, 34-16. Really a stinker of a game and not real fun to watch. You know, I was on Twitter and I saw Fred Taylor posted something. He just said the team looked confused, and I think that's pretty accurate. The Jaguars looked very confused. As Joe Pesci would say, looking a little confused. But the Jaguars need to get unconfused very fast because it's not looking good. I guess we're in full tank mode again, and we seem to be set on Trevor Lawrence, but looks like the Jets are in competition with us for tanking. So, you know, we don't know if we're going to get Trevor Lawrence or if he's going to be any good. My faith is still in Gardner Minshew, and, you know, I don't think he looked very good either in this game, but I still have faith.
Just heart and balls, man. Heart and balls.
In Gardner. He had a fumble, you know, which I don't really think is his fault. Cam Robinson let a corner blitz in. He got hit and then fumbled the ball. The ball got knocked out of his hand, and it's just kind of an unfortunate situation, but he did throw a pick too as well. So I don't know if it's the play calling by Jay Gruden. The team just doesn't look consistent. There's no consistent kind of game plan. Special teams continues to be a problem for Jacksonville. I mean, it's just like a total clown show. We need Josh Lambo back as soon as possible. Luckily, I think he will be returning for the game against the Chargers, and I'll be talking more about that in the next episode where I do a pregame analysis of the Jags versus the Chargers. But this game was very tough to watch. You know, the defense played terribly. The secondary didn't look bad. Josh Jones looked terrible. Another pass interference penalty called on him. You know, there were some bright spots on offense. Keelan Cole, you know, I think had a pretty good game. Caught some passes. I think he had one touchdown pass that he caught. But, you know, it doesn't seem like we're sticking to anything consistent. I don't know what Doug Marrone's thinking. It was very frustrating to watch. The Lions are not a good football team. Their defense sucks, and we couldn't make plays against them. The offensive line continues to be a problem. I've been saying this for a while that we should have drafted an offensive lineman, a left tackle. We didn't. We're kind of stuck with Cam Robinson, and you know he may or may not be back next season. So we're kind of stuck there. Now we have to, if we don't decide to go with Cam Robinson, well, guess what? We either re-sign Will Richardson or we draft a left tackle, but, you know, good luck with that, right? I mean, you should have drafted one last, you know, NFL draft, 2020 NFL draft to get ourselves prepared for that, but we didn't, and now we're kind of stuck, you know, where we are. A.J. Cann went down, so Ben Barch, the Smoothie King, came in. Looked like he did okay, so we may be okay there, but I think, you know, you have other guys like Brandon Linder, who's going to be a free agent. So I don't know what's going to happen there. A.J. Cann, he'll be a free agent. So the only couple guys we have, I think, are Jawan Taylor and Ben Barch, or, you know, maybe Andrew Norwell if we re-sign him. So the offensive line is just not looking good. And, you know, Gardner Minshew, he looked like he was having some problems communicating with DJ Chark during this game. A couple of missed throws there. I still have faith in Gardner. I think he's a good quarterback. I mean, it's only his second year, guys.
Just heart and balls, man. Heart and balls.
But everyone seems to be throwing him under the bus now, and it's just like, oh, tank for Trevor, you know. And it's tough to think about being in Gardner Minshew's shoes right now. I'm a Jaguars fan, and I want him to be here. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he could read defense. I think he can make plays. Ball security sometimes is an issue with him. Getting rid of the ball when there's nothing there is an issue sometimes as well. But I think he's an overall good quarterback. You know, remember, guys, it takes about between 2 to 3 years, sometimes 4 years for a quarterback to get accustomed to the NFL and learn the system and learn how to play in that league. Things just move faster. And you have to think about that with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he's always had good people around him. He's always had a good coaching, staff. He's always had a good offensive line. He's always had good wide receivers. They've been a top team in the SEC, Clemson, for a very long time. And I'd love to see what happens when how he plays rather with a system that's not as good as Clemson. And everyone's like, well, Dabo Sweeney's going to come to Jacksonville. He's not going to come to Jacksonville. Dabo Sweeney would be an idiot to come to Jacksonville.
Idiot!
Because this organization's a mess right now. Dabo Sweeney's not coming to Jacksonville. Why would you leave Clemson when you have it made there? Like, no. Unless they pay him like just a buttload of money to come to Jacksonville. I still won't see him doing that because it's a mess. The front office is a mess. Shad Khan doesn't have a vision. Come on, guys. I mean, we all know that. Shad does not have a vision for this football team. He says he wants to win now, but clearly that's not the case. Doug Marrone is still there. I don't know how he is still there after this game. I don't know how Todd Wash is still there after this game. I don't know how Dave Caldwell is still there after this game. And you trade away, I was thinking about this today. I was like, Jacksonville has traded and purged so many players that were valuable to this football team and would have made this football team better if they were here. Calais Campbell, AJ Bouye, Leonard Fournette. They let their first round draft pick, the 2017 draft, walk out of here, and they got nothing for them. Nothing.
Idiot!
I mean, what were they thinking? How does Leonard Fournette not make you a better football team when he's here? Had a great season last year. I've said it so many times, but how does Leonard Fournette not being there make the Jaguars a better, how does him not being on the football team make them better? I don't see it. James Robinson is a good running back, but he's a rookie. I think having Leonard Fournette on the field for plays, maybe a couple of series or maybe, alternating carries with James Robinson. James Robinson's going to learn from a veteran. I mean, Fournette's been in the league for a while. Having him on the team is going to make the Jaguars a better football team. But they got nothing for them, and he's a first-round draft pick that they got out of LSU in 2017. Nothing for him. That's terrible. That's terrible ownership. That's terrible decision-making out of the front office. You can't get a trade for him. I even think the Yannick Ngakoue trade wasn't very good. Another veteran we had out of here that wasn't happy. It's just really disheartening to watch this. So Shad Khan needs to get it together. Dave Caldwell, the whole front office. I think there needs really where we need to have the purge is the front office and the coaching staff. Doug Marrone and Todd Wash, I think their time's up. They need to go. Losing to a bad football team, the Detroit Lions. I mean, it's not good. And hopefully we get a good draft pick out of all this mess. But I don't think people should be trashing Gardner Minshew. That's not fair to him. He's in a bad situation. Everybody knows it. But everyone looks for a scapegoat. And I'm telling you what, the scapegoat should not be Gardner Minshew. It should be the coaching staff and the front office. And I worry about Gardner Minshew because he's in a system right now which is not good. He doesn't have a good coaching staff around him. And I don't want him to be corrupted. I think he's a good guy. It brings a lot of energy to this football team. And, you know, if you're Gardner Minshew, you got to be thinking in the back of your head. I've said it a couple of times. Do I want to get traded out of Jacksonville and go to a coaching staff or an organization that's serious, that I'm going to benefit from, that I'm going to grow from? It's no different than the work world, right? You want to be with a company or a team that's going to help you grow and be successful. Jacksonville right now, and I'm saying right now, I don't think that's, out of the question that Jacksonville could be a successful franchise, but right now they are not in a good place.